Today we are going book shopping, going to the mall where there's a Barnes & Noble, and then we're going to a used bookstore that's right near the mall. And I'm really excited. I know I just did a bunch of book shopping at the library book sale, but I need more. I cannot be stopped. Once I start, I can't be stopped, and that's why I usually don't let myself start. But I'm going, and I'm not alone today. I'm alone right now. My girlfriend is coming with me, and her little brother, who we haven't seen in a while. So I'm really excited. My girlfriend is inside at a doctor's appointment right now, and I'm waiting in the car, so I'm filming this. But when she gets back, we are gonna go have breakfast, go get her brother, and then head to the mall for a fun shopping day and hopefully another book haul. See y'all soon! I'm deciding to get some light reading in while I'm waiting because I don't know how long I'm gonna be sitting here, and I need to make space for the new books I'm probably gonna buy today, so. Yay! All right, done her appointment. She's not pregnant.
No pregnant.
Breakfast acquired, and we are heading to go pick up her brother now.
Yay!
And have breakfast, and then go about our day and mall and bookstores.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yay! So we made it to Barnes & Noble in Loft. Stacy and I are going to pick out books for each other. Because we each have a gift card, so we're each going to pick one book that we think each other will like and surprise each other with them. Wish me luck.
Another umbrella?
Yeah, 2 umbrellas will be fine.
Alrighty, lunch acquired. We've got a sushi bowl. I'm gonna eat that, and then we're gonna head to the next bookstore. Arrived at bookstore number 2. See what I find.
I'm ready for heading home. Yeah.
Outfit change because it's a new day. I was too tired after our long day at the mall to come home and do this. I just wanted to go to sleep. And then the next day we went to Goodwill and I bought more books. And then I was overwhelmed by just how many books I had. Then now it's been a few days and I'm finally bringing them on my bookshelf. Also did that so that I could get some more reading in because my TBR shelf does not have space for the 14 books that I just bought. I'm on a book buying ban now. I have to be. I don't know if they're all going to fit, and I'm terrified of that. So we're going to find out, but first we're going to go through them. So technically I bought 13 books for myself. My girlfriend bought me one. When we went to Barnes & Noble, we bought each other books. She bought me this book, Creep by Jennifer Hiller. I'm very excited because it's a thriller and it is bright pink. And as has been made very clear, I love all things pink. And I'm much more of a thriller reader than I am like a romance girly. I don't really read romance, but most pink books tend to be romance. So my pink collection is, I think, what, 2 books, 3 books? I don't have very many pink books. So I bought a few pink books from this haul, so this is very exciting for me. This one says, a popular psychology professor in Seattle, Sheila is an expert in human behavior and well-liked educator. But nobody knows the secrets she keeps hidden, not even the love of her life, Morris. And she needs it to stay that way or she could lose everything. But Ethan Wolfe is impossible to resist. The graduate student is brilliant, charming, and seductive as hell. He's also Sheila's teaching assistant and 16 years her junior. Ignoring the risks, they begin an illicit affair that lasts 3 months until Morris asks her to marry him. Determined to get her life back on track, Sheila commits to a future with her fiancé, a man she's not sure she deserves. But Ethan doesn't take rejection well. In the body of one of Sheila's students, a young woman Ethan was rumored to have dated is discovered floating in Puget Sound. It's clear that the graduate student has secrets of his own, and he's not about to let Sheila get away. This sounds right up my alley. Mostly. The only thing not is that like straight people drama, and I can't. I look, if this shit was gay, I would be I would be biting the book. I Toxic relationships are the most fun thing for me to read. I love just watching a relationship fall apart in the most horrible way. It is truly an addicting thing to read, and it's rare to find a book that does it just right. And I feel like all the ones that do are like queer. So I'm excited anyway. It's bright pink. It sounds toxic and messy and drama filled and murder, and I'm so excited. This is going to be so fun. This is very much a me book. My girlfriend knows me. She knows what I like. She knows who I am. Oh god, they're not even gonna fit. Look at this. They're not even gonna fit. Shit, my plan was to stack. I don't know. They're not gonna fit. I'm determined to make them fit. I don't have another option. Okay. So next I'm gonna do the two books that I bought at Goodwill, which are both kids' books, but I've been reading so much nonfiction lately that I feel like I need something lighthearted. I need something fun. I bought a lot of kids and YA books. I also bought a lot of nonfiction. I've been reading mostly nonfiction right now. And I've been having fun with that, and I love nonfiction. But I feel like I need something a little more light. I don't know. I love reading kids' books every once in a while. It's fun. There's joy and whimsy in them that I feel like a lot of adult books just don't have. Um, so we'll see. Every you need a palate cleanser. I have kids' books that I just simply love and adore and end up being like shockingly the best things ever. Don't know if these will be. But the first one I've actually read before. It's called Al Capone Does My Shirts. We read this in 6th grade. I don't remember much about it. all I remember is that I was in the worst reading slump of my entire life at the time that we read this. I was in a 10-month long reading slump. We weren't 10 months, I wasn't 10 months into it yet, but I was in a reading slump that ended up lasting 10 months because I had read simply the greatest book ever. And I just didn't recover from that. And everything I read afterwards couldn't live up to it, couldn't even enjoy because I just wanted to recapture the high that I felt from my favorite book. And we read this in class, and I didn't hate it. Which I have hated everything that I've ever been forced to read for school. Even if it's not a bad book, just being forced to read it for school makes me hate a book. But I genuinely like the book itself. This one I was like, I don't even hate the book. Like, and so to me to not hate it, when I was assigned to read it, and in the worst reading slump of my life, makes me think, okay, maybe this book was actually good. It's historical fiction set on Alcatraz Island, so I'm like, this genuinely sounds like something I would like. Like, I love mafia stuff. I love historical fiction. It probably is good. Or maybe child me was just having a moment. Maybe whatever I read right before it really sucked. We will find out. Also, if you hear noise in the background, I'm really sorry. They're doing work on one of my neighbor's houses, so that's just here. I'm honestly relieved that my dogs aren't also barking because they've been barking all morning because of the work. So it's been a day. Anyway, the summary for this book says, when Moose's family moves to Alcatraz Island so his father can work as a guard and his sister can attend a special school in San Francisco, he has to leave his friends and his winning baseball team behind. But it's worth it, right? If his sister Natalie can get help, maybe his family will finally be normal. But on Alcatraz, his dad is so busy he's never around. His mom's preoccupation with Natalie's condition is even worse now that there's no extended family to help with her tantrums and constant needs, and of course there's never enough money. When Moose meets Piper, the cute daughter of the warden, he knows right off she's trouble. But she's also strangely irresistible. All Moose wants to do is protect Natalie, live up to his parents' expectations, and stay out of trouble. But on Alcatraz, trouble is never very far away. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm curious if child me would have genuinely loved this book had I read it under different circumstances. Maybe it's great. Maybe it sucks. Maybe it aged really poorly. I have no clue. We'll find out. But regardless, I'm looking forward to it. So stick it in the back. Maybe everything will fit. I'm lying to myself. 100% I'm lying to myself. Everything is not going to fit on the shelf. Next book I bought looks even younger. It looks more elementary than like middle grade, but I don't know. It's thick enough it might be a middle grade book. I feel like most elementary books are smaller than this. It just, the cover art looks very, I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, it's called Double Cross, and it's like a spy book for kids. And I love that shit. I eat that up. I'm sure this will be very like lighthearted and fun, and I'm gonna be reading it and then annoyed because I want it to be like darker. I want it to take like, but kids books don't typically do that. Though I will say I love when like a kid's book, like you think it's gonna be whimsical and fun, and it is at the start, and it's like la di da, we're having so much fun, it's so silly, and then it pulls you into like, oh god, this is serious now. Anyway, summary for this says, everyone in 12-year-old Hale's family is a spy going way back. They've all worked for the Sub Rosa Society, an elite organization so top secret that new agents aren't recruited, they're born. Despite the fact that he can defuse an explosive, don a disguise in seconds, and speak 11 languages, Hale isn't like his spy school classmates. He is, as his mother puts it, big-boned, and as everyone else puts it, fat. But when Hale's parents go missing while on a secret mission, likely captured by SRS's #1 enemy, it's time Hale step up with a little help from his acrobat cheerleader little sister to save the day. The trouble is, when you're surrounded by spies, who can you trust? Genuinely, this sounds like a delight. But I'm also like, I don't know, the idea of like being like born into it, of that like you're like raised as like that could have potential to go into like dark territory. I doubt it will because it's a kid's book, and most kids books don't. But every once in a while, I read one and I'm like, oh, they lure you in with the fun spy shit, and then it gets dark, and it's like, let's talk about the child exploitation of it all. So good, so fun, delightful, truly a genre of book that I can't not love. I can't not love. I don't know that this is going to be that. I feel like kids spy books go either one of two ways. It's the very few that are that, or it's the everything else that's just like fun spy stuff, yay! And it's like, that is fun, and I do love those, and I do read them, but they're not the ones that I'm constantly thinking about. We'll see which category this falls into. My guess is it's going to be just fun and whimsy, which honestly right now is what I need. But I'm hoping it's the other. Okay, those are like the kids books that I bought. Those are the books I bought at Goodwill. And then everything else was in the large stack of books that I was carrying out of Second and Charles. And I bought 11 books there. I spent like almost $80, which for 11 books isn't bad. I'm averaging less than $8 a book. Honestly, it's not bad. I spent a lot of money. Trying to make it sound less bad than it is. I got a lot for my money, and I don't have the space for it on my shelf, so was it worth it? Who knows? I guess we'll find out when I read them. But I bought 5 young adult novels, one just regular adult fiction novel, and then 5 nonfictions. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. That sounds about right. Anyway, I'm going to go through the young adult fiction first, then regular adult fiction, and then the nonfiction, because that's the order they're laid out in front of me. So first one I have is Eris Takes All, which I saw this at like Books A Million recently, and I thought about buying it because it was on the sale table, and then I was like, no, I can probably get it for cheaper. I have no idea if I did get it for cheaper because I don't remember what it cost on the sale table. I feel like they all range from like, some of them are $5, some of them are up to $10. Like, I think I bought this for like $7, $8. I don't even know what I spent. I don't even know. I'm sure I have the receipt somewhere. I don't know if it lists them by item. It had a sticker on the back. I ripped that off. I have no clue. But anyway, I did buy it. So it was in my spreadsheet of books I wanted to read because it looked interesting. I love a good heist. I love a good heist. The summary reads, 17-year-old Olivia Owens isn't thrilled her dad's getting remarried again. She's especially not thrilled that he cheated on her mom, kicked them out of their Rhode Island estate, and cut Olivia off of her inheritance. But this former heiress has a plan for revenge. When hundreds of guests gather on the gorgeous grounds of her childhood home for the wedding, they'll be thinking romance, not robbery. Meanwhile, Olivia will be focused on cracking into her dad's bank accounts and stealing his millions. With the help of an eclectic crew, Olivia plots her heist down to the second, but she doesn't plan for an obnoxiously nosy wedding guest, an interfering ex-boyfriend, or a vengeful second wife. Olivia must keep her eyes on what really matters, getting rich. And when she's finished, something borrowed will be the understatement of the year. Through fast-paced schemes, clever twists, and a spoony romance, this high-heeled mastermind must prove to her father and herself that she's more ruthless than anyone expected. Doesn't that sound just like fun? This sounds like a good time. I love a heist. I love a heist. I love a heist. Next one I have in my young adult pile is called Sleeper Code. Looks like it's the first in a series, so that's fun if I like it. If not, oh well. It says, Sleep has always been Tom Lovett's worst enemy. Overcome by narcoleptic attacks, he can drop off at any moment, his disease-stealing days, even weeks of his life. Tom is sick of feeling fragile, sick of taking pills, sick of his small, boring existence, until one day, the life he's always known vanishes. Tom discovers that his disease is a cover, his life is a lie. He can't even trust what's inside his own head. Now Tom has far darker reasons to fear sleep. This sounds like so much fun to me. I love spy shit. I love spy shit. I don't know for sure that this is spy shit, but this sounds dark. It sounds like, I don't know. It sounds like a dark premise for like a young adult, but I love, this sounds fun to me. This sounds fun to me. I'm just excited. I don't even know why I'm excited. I hope it's good. That's what I feel when I make. I'm just like, I hope it's good. I hope I didn't waste the money. But I'm like, oh well, you know what? If I did waste money, a little free library will have a new book, and maybe somebody else will be really happy and enjoy it, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I got this book, and I loved it, and it cost me nothing. It'll find a home with someone if it's not me. That's how I feel about everything I buy. I'm like, either I'll love it, and I'll keep it, and it'll be added to my collection, or someone else will get a turn with it. And it's like, at that point, it's a gift. So was it really? Who cares? Next one I have, yes, I picked it up because it was pink. That's why I think of it. I have no chill. If it looks like something about spies or if it's pink, I'm like, ooh, what's this? I have two functioning brain cells. This one is called The Revenge Game. It looks very, very Mean Girls energy, which is fun. I love Mean Girls energy. I love Mean Girls. It says, Allison Benowitz is a romantic, and sometimes that gets her into trouble, like when she falls for boys who aren't into her. But this time is different. Her connection with Brenton Riggs Jr., a star athlete at her elite prep school, isn't just in her head. She stepped up in her first real relationship. Then she hears the rumors about a competition the Sullivan Stewart guys started to see who can get with the most girls. It's deeply disturbing, if it's true. Is Brenton with Allison for the right reasons, or is he trying to win some gross game? And when the girls at school take matters into their own hands, things take an unsettling turn. Lies, secrets, backstabbing, when push comes to shove, who will be left standing? I don't know. That sounds fun. I'm here for the drama. I'm here for the drama. I love messy relationships. I love a good breakup story. I love a good breakup story. Goodness gracious, I really do. I'm not a romance girly. I'm not. I am the dead opposite of romance girly. I am a divorce girly. I don't want to watch characters get together and have a cute little fluffy, oh yay, they get together and they're happy and whatever. I don't want that. I want to be like, oh yay, they're together and let's watch them have a horrible breakup and want to kill each other. Let's do that. That's what I live for. It truly, truly is. That's what I am awake at night reading on my phone. It's just horrible divorce. The next one I have is one that was on my list for a while of books that I want to read because I guess I saw it at the store and decided I'm not buying a book at full price because I very rarely will buy a book at full price. I don't like buying books at full price. I will buy them secondhand because I'm cheap. It's called The Black Queen, and it just looks like a fun YA thriller. It says, Nova Albright, the first Black homecoming queen at Lovett High, is dead. Murdered the night of her coronation, her body found the next morning in the old slave cemetery she spent her weekend revitalizing. Tinsley MacArthur was supposed to be queen. Not only is she beautiful, wealthy, and white, it's her legacy. Her grandmother, her mother, even her sister wore the crown before her. Everyone in Lovett knows Tinsley would do anything to carry on the MacArthur tradition. No one is more certain of that than Duchess Simmons, Nova's best friend. Duchess's father is the first Black police captain in Lovett. For Duchess, Nova's crown was not just a personal win, but a win for all the Black kids. Now her best friend is dead, and her father won't admit that the main suspect is right in front of his face. Duchess is convinced that Tinsley killed Nova, and that Tinsley is privileged enough to think she can get away with it. But it seems that Duchess's father is doing what he always does, falling behind the blue line, which means that the white girl could go free. Duchess is determined to prove Tinsley's guilt, only to do that she'll have to get close to her. And Tinsley has an agenda too. Everyone loved Nova, and sometimes love is exactly what gets you killed. This sounds really fun. I'm just excited. I need like a good YA drama, thriller, whatever, right now. Last YA book that I picked up, another bright pink book, because again, if it's pink, I want it. If it's pink, I want it, because I want pink books. I want pink books. I want my shelves to match my own aesthetic. It doesn't. My books do you see are pink. None of the ones in frame. It's called Dead Popular. You don't become the most popular girl at school by playing nice. and Kate Jordan Ferreira is ruthless. But when long-held secrets start coming to light, she realizes someone is playing a much more dangerous game. If Kate keeps lying about her past, her final year at Pankhurst could be exactly that, her final year. Honestly, I have no idea. That gives me basically nothing. But it wasn't very expensive, and it's bright pink, so I have to find out. I'm really that simple. If it's pink or if there's spies, congrats, you've got my attention. YA book's done. Onto my one and only adult fiction novel that I found, which, to be fair, is partly because I really just want to read YA right now, and partly because when we were going through the fiction aisle, my girlfriend's brother was so done, so over it, so ready to go home. I kind of really sped through that aisle. Anyway, this is Radio Girls, historical fiction. I read a lot of historical fiction. London, 1926. American-raised Maisie Musgrave is thrilled to land a job as a secretary at the upstart British Broadcasting Corporation, whose use of radio, still new, strange, and electrifying, is captivating the nation. But the hectic pace, smart young staff, and intimidating bosses only add to Maisie's insecurity. Soon she's seduced by the work, gaining confidence as she arranges broadcasts by the most famous writers, scientists, and politicians in Britain. She's also caught up in a growing conflict between her two bosses, John Reith, the formidable Director General of the BBC, and Hilda Matheson, the extraordinary director of the hugely popular Talks programming, who each have very different visions of what radio should be. Under Hilda's tutelage, Maisie discovers her talent, passion, and ambition, but when she unearths a shocking conspiracy, she and Hilda join forces to make their voices heard both on and off the air, and then face the dangerous consequences of telling the truth for a living. I think I'll probably like it. I usually read mostly like books set in like the 40s and 50s, so I haven't read a ton of books set in the 20s. I've read a few, but I feel like most of the books I read are either like World War II or Cold War era books. So there's something else that I'm not reading as much of, and I think I would like a little variety because I've been reading a lot of World War II books lately. A lot. I don't know why I do, but I do. I have so many World War II books. But lately it's been a lot of like World War II nonfiction history stuff. I don't know. I keep buying them. Speaking of which, of the nonfiction that I bought, I think at least half of them are World War II related. I don't know why. I don't know. Is it the Operation Mincemeat hyperfixation? I mean, it isn't not, but like, it isn't not that. But like, it also was happening before that, so it's not wholly that, but that did make it worse. That did make it worse. 100% that made. Anyway, first one I have is Beverly Hills Spy. It says the untold story of the World War I hero who became a fixture of high society in Golden Age Hollywood, all while acting as a double agent for the Japanese Empire as it prepared to attack Pearl Harbor. Sounds interesting. I love learning about spies that I didn't know about. I've not heard about any of this. I did recently read Family of Spies, which was also about espionage leading up to the bombing of Pearl Harbor. Excellent book. Highly recommend. It's a newer release. Really good book. I don't know if this is going to have anything to do with that or if it's just going to be a completely other thing or if they're like these were connected. I don't know. We're going to find out. I love learning about spies. I really do. Actually, I might fit all these books on the shelf. I'm going to shock myself. I think I might do it. I think I'm going to fit them all in this tiny little cube behind me here. It's happening. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. That's honestly the best part. Next book I have is Undercover Agent. It says Tony Brooks was unique. He was barely out of school when recruited in 1941 by the Special Operations Executive, the wartime secret service established by Churchill to set Europe ablaze. After extensive training, he was parachuted into France in July 1942, among the first and youngest British agents set to support the nascent French resistance. He quickly established Pimento, one of the SOE's largest networks that stretched from Lyon to Toulouse, a vast area. Under his direction, thousands of resistance fighters made a telling contribution to the success of the D-Day landing and the liberation of France. So, more spy shit. More World War II espionage. As it so often is with me. Alright. Actually, I should just go through the spy shit all at once first, and then we'll get on to things that aren't about spies. Anyway, more spy shit. More World War II espionage. I have The Ultra Secret, which I have actually read a book about the topic before. In 1939, just before the outbreak of World War II, British intelligence achieved, with the help of a Polish defector and the Polish Secret Service, an astounding cryptanalysis coup which enabled them to obtain a precise copy of the highly secret and complex German coding machine known as Enigma. After months of intensive effort by a team of Britain's top mathematicians and cryptanalysts, the supposedly unbreakable Enigma system was solved with the aid of another highly sophisticated machine, and the top-grade intercepted German signals were available to the Allied commanders. The special intelligence was codenamed Ultra. During the fall of France and the Battle of Britain in the summer and fall of 1940, throughout the U-boat war, the North African and Italian campaigns, and the Allied invasion of France, the British were intercepting and decoding most of the secret wireless messages to and from Hitler and his generals. As a result, with the exception of the Battle of the Bulge in winter of 1945, when Hitler decreed radio silence, Allied leaders knew virtually all German intentions before they were carried out, and in some cases, Allied leaders were reading Hitler's orders before German generals in the field received them. This amazing fact has been kept under the strictest secrecy on security grounds for 35 years. Now, for the first time, the full story can be told: how Ultra occurred, how it functioned, the secrets revealed, and how its existence is kept from the Germans. So, I know some about the topic because of prior reading, but curious to learn more. The next book I have is Agent Sonia. This one's not about World War II. This one's a Cold War espionage book. Says, in 1945, in a quiet village in the leafy English Cotswolds, a thin, elegant woman lived in a small cottage with her 3 children and her husband, who worked as a machinist nearby. Ursula Burton, as she was known, was friendly but reserved and spoke with a slight foreign accent. She seemed to be living in a simple, unassuming life. Her neighbors in the village knew little about her. They didn't know that she was a high-ranking Soviet intelligence officer. They didn't know that her husband was also a spy, or that she was running powerful agents across Europe. Behind the facade of her picturesque life, Mrs. Burton was a dedicated communist, a Red Army colonel, and a veteran spy master, gathering the scientific secrets that would enable the Soviet Union to build the bomb. This true-life spy story is a masterpiece about the woman codenamed Sonia. Over the course of her astonishing espionage career, she was hunted by the Chinese government, the Japanese secret police, the Nazis, MI5, MI6, and the FBI, and she evaded them all. Her story reflects the great ideological battles of the 20th century between communism, fascism, and Western democracy, and casts new light on the spy intrigues and shifting allegiances of our own times. Sounds honestly really interesting. I love learning about spies, especially women spies, because I feel like more often it's the men who get all of the recognition and all the stuff talked about. And lately, I feel like we're finally starting to hear more about the women who did so much and received so little recognition for it. I love spy shit. I love spy shit. Last book I have, not a spy book, The Radium Girls, which is a book I've heard about. I've heard it's great. More history, but for once, not about spies. Says, the Curie's newly discovered wonder drug shines bright in the otherwise dark years of the First World War, and hundreds of young girls toil amid the growing dust of the radium dial factories until they begin to fall mysteriously ill. As factories try to cover up the shocking secret, these determined shining girls suddenly find themselves embroiled in one of the biggest scandals of America's earliest 20th century. I'm excited because I've heard this book is great, and I hope it is. I can't get the sticker off. I tried to get the sticker. They had a sticker on it from like Barnes & Noble or wherever it was being sold initially before I bought it, and can't get it all the way off. Hate when that happens. Eventually I might struggle with it, but I just broke part of my nail ripping off stickers of these books yesterday, and I'm done fighting with it. I'm done fighting. But anyway, everything fit. Did I have to shove some books behind other books? Yes. Wait, no, this should go over here. Fiction books. There we go. I did it. We did it. Ready? Get ready. Get so ready. Okay. Nonfiction, fiction, and then the kids and YA books are shoved back there and behind. Okay, yay, but I did it. We did it. It's done. They fit. Just barely, but they do. Okay. Thank you for coming with me. Sorry, this was a long one. But that is my second book haul of the month. And now I'm on a book buying ban until I read most of this. until I can count the number of books on one hand. I've been bad and I need to read my books. Okay, I'm gonna go read now. Bye.